In today's fast-paced world, isolation can creep in easily. Whether you're alone in a room or feeling disconnected in a crowd, isolation doesn't always mean being physically alone. Sometimes it's emotional or spiritual, a sense of being cut off from others and even from yourself. The reality of isolation. We've all been there. Maybe it's a long week at work, the stress of responsibilities piling up, or a season of life where close friendships seem to fade. Isolation can show up when we least expect it, and its effects on our emotional well-being are significant. But why is isolation such a struggle? Why do we as human beings crave connection so deeply? The answer lies in our very design. Biblical insights on the need for community. The Bible offers powerful wisdom about community and relationships. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." This simple yet profound verse reminds us that we're not meant to do life alone. We need other people to help us grow, challenge us, and keep us grounded. Think about the story of David and Jonathan. In 1 Samuel chapter 23 verse 16, Jonathan encouraged David when he was on the run from Saul, saying, "Don't be afraid. My father will not lay a hand on you. You will be king over Israel." Jonathan's encouragement gave David the strength to persevere. Sometimes, a word of hope from a friend can change everything. The dangers of isolation. When we isolate ourselves, we can fall into negative thinking patterns, doubting our worth, feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges, and losing perspective. Proverbs chapter 27 verses 5 to 6 warns, "Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses." In other words, sometimes what we need most is tough love from those around us. The hard truths from someone who cares can be more valuable than empty flattery from those who don't have our best interests at heart. Yet these meaningful relationships don't happen by accident. They require intentional effort. Taking action to combat isolation. So how do we fight isolation? The first step is simple: take action. Maybe that means initiating a conversation, joining a small group, or rekindling a friendship that's faded. As men, it can be challenging to make those first moves. But as Proverbs chapter 18 verse 24 says, "A man who has friends must himself be friendly." Spending time with other men in meaningful conversations not only adds value, but also creates a space for encouragement and accountability. A strong community offers the support needed to face life's difficulties. Practical steps to build connection. Maybe you're thinking, "I don't have those kinds of relationships." But remember, deep friendships don't develop overnight. Start small. Ask a coworker how their day is really going. Plan to grab coffee with an old friend. The goal is consistency and intentionality. The key is to take small, actionable steps that build connection over time. Maybe it's texting someone to check in, asking them about their day, or even joining a group activity or class. Consistency and effort are what grow relationships into something deeper and lasting. It's not uncommon to feel apprehensive about reaching out. Fear of rejection or awkwardness can hold us back. But as with most things in life, the reward is greater than the risk. Stepping out of isolation requires courage, but it can lead to friendships that are life-giving, offering both support and accountability. Remember, even if the initial attempts feel uncomfortable, the potential to create meaningful relationships is worth it. And once you break through that barrier, the benefits are immense, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. One important aspect of building deeper relationships is vulnerability. Being willing to open up and share your struggles, challenges, and even fears creates a space for authenticity. It allows others to connect with you on a more personal level. Vulnerability invites others to do the same, fostering trust and deeper bonds. True friendships are built on honesty and the willingness to be real. As men, it's crucial to find that space where we can be ourselves, share our burdens, and encourage one another. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17 teaches us that iron sharpens iron, meaning that we need each other to grow, to be sharpened, and to be held accountable. Surrounding yourself with men who are also striving to grow in their faith and their lives will strengthen you. These relationships not only provide encouragement, but also tough love when it's needed. Friends who aren't afraid to speak truth into your life can be instrumental in helping you stay the course when things get tough. Throughout the Bible, we see examples of men who stood by each other, encouraged one another, and fought isolation through community. David had Jonathan, Moses had Aaron, Paul had Timothy, and Jesus had his disciples. Scripture shows us the importance of surrounding ourselves with others. We are called to seek out community, to offer encouragement, and to hold one another accountable in our walk with God. So as we wrap up, let's remember this. Isolation doesn't have to be permanent. We are created for connection, and it starts with a single step. Reach out, invest in relationships, be vulnerable, and most importantly, surround yourself with people who will help you become the best version of yourself. You don't have to fight isolation alone. The community is within reach. Take the first step, and you'll be surprised at the strength and support you'll find.